Hey guys, I'm cashing in here for a $6,000 profit here on a firm. I'll go over the trade here in just a second, but I'm executing the sell order right now. Okay, I'm selling, boom, cashed out, bang. Okay, that was about a $6,000 profit on a firm. I want to go ahead and go over my trade real quick and show you guys what I was thinking on it. So how I executed this was I saw a green dot yesterday on a firm, which told me that the macro direction was going to be to the upside. So you can see these green dots down here are great places to enter trades. Okay, you want to get in on the day of the green dot. So what happened was I saw the green dot. I then zoomed into the 15-minute chart and I waited for a pullback and a green dot on my 15-minute chart. So again, I encourage you guys, if you're using the daily, if you're using the weekly, okay, you have to coincide it with something else. So in this case, the daily chart, again, was showing up on the 30th. That was yesterday. So I identified the green dot, but then I got on the 15-minute chart, and I realized that we were very overbought here on the intraday chart. This is the 15-minute chart. So what I did was I waited for a pullback and a green dot on the 15-minute chart. So when I had the 15-minute dot line up with the daily green dot, that was where I executed my trade. I think my average cost was around $27.40, I believe it was. That was my average cost. And then today you saw the big gap up and go. And I'm taking profits here based on this hourly wave being very oversold. I think it could pull back to 28 here by the end of the day. So I could still watch this for an additional entry. But if I were to enter again, I want the hourly to pull back now and give me another one of these. So that was just a momentum trade. You saw $6,000 profit. That was about a 5% trade. And you can see it is selling off now. And again, I can wait for a pullback and a re-entry. But again, the trade was from the 15-minute chart, pulled back into our EMA here, and then absolutely did the rippity-dippity to the upside. So the most important thing was the identification of the green dot. So you can see the one that came back here in July, boom, that resulted in a couple of days of upward action. This one here resulted in a big move to the upside. Okay, so with that being said, again, you guys get the longer term signals, great, right? The daily or the weekly are the ones we use here. Okay, we focus on the daily and the weekly charts. So once I saw the signal, again, get into the smaller time frame. I like to use the 15-minute chart if I'm trading a daily dot. Okay, I like to use a 15-minute chart. Wait for the pullback in the green dot. There was the 5% move to the upside, and it'll probably go up to 32, 35 now that I sold. But again, I'm never trying to time the top as a trader. I want to get out near the top. Okay, and with this wave way up here, that tells me, okay, this is a potential bottom. So I think this thing could potentially pull back here to 28 by the end of the day. If it does, I can consider re-entering, or I can go find another name today that has given me a green dot, and I can zoom into the 15-minute chart. But I'm really happy to share that trade with you guys. Hopefully you guys understand what I'm talking about here when it comes to timing the entries. Again, this is the perfect day to enter, right? A daily green dot is the perfect day to enter a trade. Okay, but it's very important to not buy the top of the intraday chart, which is the 15-minute chart. So if you see a green dot, you shouldn't be buying up here at 29. You want to buy the pullback, the first green dot on a pullback, right, into our EMA, and then the rip. Okay, so that's how you trade a daily chart with stocks. I'll be looking for some more entries today, but that was a quick overnight trade there on a firm. Again, like a $6,000 profit there. Not a bad day. Let's go ahead and take a look at the alerts for today. And I want to go ahead and get some daily dots going over there inside the alerts. But right now we're just calling out the weekly. So we just had two yesterday. Again, crypto's still giving a lot of mixed signals. Here we got VTOR showing a red dot here on the weekly. Again, the red dots are the sell signals. The green dots are the buy signals. Okay, and that thing's, well, the red dot has faded there on VTOR, but the stop loss is at the bottom of the green candle. Okay, this is also very important. The bottom of the green candle that we got the dot on. So the true stop loss is right there at 0.02. That is the bottom of this candle. We got the signal on. So if I go back to a firm, right, when I took this trade, based on the daily, I knew my stop loss was $27, and that was the bottom of this candle right here. The bottom of the candle I got the dot on. So if it broke 27, that dot was a liar. So I had the stop loss. Okay, we came over here to the 15-minute chart. We entered right in, I'm sorry, this is an hourly chart. Okay, we entered right in this area right here at 240 off that green dot, or this one of those. So our risk to the downside was really 40 cents, right? So about a percent and a half. So if I'm only risking a percent and a half, and then on the upside I'm making 6%, those are the best odds that you can get when it comes to trading. So super important to set your stop losses. If you guys don't know what a stop loss is, I'd highly recommend YouTube in it. What is a stop loss and understanding why it is important? Because again, as traders, we're trading levels. Okay, this green dot's telling me that 27 is the bottom. Doesn't mean it is, but there's a good chance that it is, right? Because it was the bottom right here. It was the bottom right here. So if I were a betting man, I would bet that that is the bottom right there at the bottom of that candle, just like it was in the past. And again, if we're wrong, we know we're wrong if it breaks down below 27. Okay, that's when we know we're wrong on the trade. So again, $6,000 profit on that. I took profits based on the hourly there. We were touching our white dotted line. This is our sell target. When we hit that white dotted line, that's where we want to take some profits. Either take some off the table and wait for a red dot, or sell the whole thing like I just did. Again, that was a great trade, a $6,000 profit. Super happy about that one. The other alert we got here was PYR. PYR is giving you a red dot on the weekly, but again, that thing faded. So the support on this one is right here on the 15th, which it actually broke down. So not looking so good. I'd set a stop loss on at 280 if you guys are playing that one, but that one did break below the green candle that we got there. So that doesn't look too pretty. That does not look too pretty. Crypto still really struggling here to break out of its consolidation phase. We just have a very, very big consolidation pattern going on, right? We're just going sideways. We did get a nice bounce off of our mean. That is our 50-week moving average on our trading indicator. That was at 53. The green dot came at about 60. So we're still watching 60. We're still bullish on Bitcoin as long as this green dot holds, but it has to hold. Okay, it absolutely has to hold. If it breaks 60, all bets are off, and my guess is we'd probably correct down to somewhere between 40 and 50, maybe even 36 to come back down there and kiss that. Okay, I wouldn't be mad at that. But again, bullish bias as long as the last dot is green. Green means we're going up. Red means we're going down. So as long as the last dot is green on whatever time frame we're trading, the trend is up. Okay, and again, our sell target is when the stochastic RSI taps that white dotted line way up there on the chart. Okay, that's where we want to sell. Just like this was the sell target back here in March. That came at 74, 72, 74K. That was the sell target. Okay, this one rode up a little bit, pulled back, continued to rip. Again, we're never trying to time the top, guys. You can see on our cheat sheet over here, this is great when you think of it in regards to the in regards to the psychology of the market. Again, we want to sell right here. You want to sell into the grade where people start getting really excited, and right, they start talking about it, and boom, the news and Jim Cramer and Nancy Pelosi and everybody's talking about it, right? That's up here in this area. That's when the blue line is up here. The blue line is up here. And then they want to scare you out, okay? They want to scare you and go down. So I would say we're still somewhere, I would say either in a bear trap right now or a bull trap. It's really, really hard for me to tell at this time. Okay, it seems like every time we try to rally, we get rejected. What I'd like to see Bitcoin do is break out over 74K. Okay, that was our all-time high. If that breaks out, that will be a blue sky breakout. So I'm hoping that happens either this week or next week. Again, as long as this last dot is green, we're still bullish bias. Okay, but we got to use caution. And again, use our stop loss at 60,000. Let's look at the smaller time frames here. Okay, so if you're trading a weekly chart, you want to use in conjunction the 4-hour. Okay, if you're trading the weekly dots, I like to come in here to the 4-hour and then buy the pullbacks down here. Okay, on the 4-hour chart. So again, weekly and the 4-hour go together. And if you're trading the daily, either the 15-minute or the hourly go together. Okay, I don't really use the 5-minute or anything like that, but the hourly and the 15-minute, if you're trading the daily dot, are the charts you want to use. But in this case for Bitcoin, we like to trade weekly charts with crypto. So again, we're entering on the green dots and then buying. We want to look for our entries on the green dots down here. And you can see Bitcoin did get one that was yesterday, last night before the close. So the current stop loss on the 4-hour is actually 65,000. And then you have this level down here at 63. So you can actually move this thing up to 65, and that's the trade level. And the stochastic on the 4-hour is actually looking good. So again, we pumped up over it, bounced, boom, came back in the same kind of area, bouncing again. I'm still bullish on Bitcoin, folks. Okay, if you want to move your stop loss up, use it at 65. But the true macro support is going to be right there at 60. Okay, if you want to be less conservative and manage your position on a smaller time frame now, okay, your stop loss is 65. As long as 65 holds, we're looking good, and it looks like we are going to bounce off that level. And it looks like the daily's given a doji today, and the stochastic RSI is back down here on the daily. So that is a good sign. The next daily dot should send us. Should send us as long as we don't get a big sell-off again. My stop loss, I'm going to call my stop loss now at 63. Okay, if you guys are trading this, I'd use the stop loss at 63. That way you don't got to ride out a dip all the way back down to 59. So we need a pump. Okay, and we're watching. I'm going to watch for a daily dot on Bitcoin. I'm actually going to set that alert here. Okay, I'm going to set it for a small green dot. If you guys don't know how to set alerts on the trading indicator, all you got to do is right click, hit add alert. And then I like to use the small green dots and the big green dots. Mostly the small just because I like to be notified of every single one. Okay, so I'm going to set this and I'm going to be notified. So you can see that goes into my alert section, which is over here. Okay, if you go to alerts, and then I can see, boom, small green dot. I like to keep this, though, as newest triggered. So we got a trigger from NVIDIA this morning, actually, too, on the daily. Okay, green dot there on the video. So again, this is a daily green dot. So what I'd be doing now is on the 15-minute chart, waiting for a pullback down here, a green dot down here on the indicator. So I can go ahead and add NVIDIA to my looking to buy list. That is my green list here. Okay, and you guys can separate your guys' lists by, they have all kinds of different colors here. Okay, red, blue, green, orange, purple. You got light blue and pink. I like to use the green one if you guys want to separate yours out in like lists of stocks. I use a red list and a green list. The red list are the names that I want to watch. These are the names I want to watch, but they just don't have a signal that I'm looking for just yet. So I'll scan this every day at the end of the day, and what I'm looking for is a green dot on the daily or the weekly. Like you can see DKNG's got a daily green dot here, but it also has earnings coming up on August 1st, which is tomorrow. So I don't necessarily like to buy names into earnings just because they're very volatile. You could see what happens like if they miss, right? The stock will go down a lot or just make a crazy, insane move. And then I like to take into consideration where the daily is. DKNG actually doesn't look bad here. And you know that, I'm going to actually add this to the looking to buy list here. This might be a trade setup here as well. Because again, we got the daily dot showing up today. So we want to look for a green dot down here on the 15-minute now. But again, they do have earnings. I never like to buy before earnings. I like to buy after earnings just because, again, I don't want to get flushed on if they miss. Something to consider about DraftKings, though, if you guys don't know what DraftKings is, they are a sports betting company. So the biggest season for them, where they make the most money, is football season. That is American football for you guys outside of the United States. Massive revenue stream for them, and that is starting here in September. So that's coming up here in 2 months. So if you were to anticipate their best season, this might not be a bad place to add. I do like how far down it is here on the weekly. And if they beat on earnings, this thing should fly. Okay, this thing should absolutely fly if they beat on earnings. So I don't even know what their market cap is anymore. I know when I first started following them, they were like a $3 billion market cap. Let's look at this. This will tell us what the market cap is right here. It's a $17 billion company right now. Okay, you can see what it is. By the way, you have access to this research tool. If you guys are a member of the Discord, you guys can look up any crypto or any stock, and it will tell you what the stock or the cryptocurrency is. It'll give you a description. It'll tell you the market cap. It'll tell you what industry it is. It'll tell you where it's located. It'll tell you how many employees they have, right? Price actions all down here and stuff. So that is the research tool down here. You guys can also request charts. I can see we got a few requests here from a couple of our members. T. Hogsman requested Ancient 8 on Coinbase. Okay, this one looks like it's brand new. So there's not a lot of technical analysis, I can tell you. Technical analysis is strictly, let me see if they got a different name here. So technical analysis is based on price action from the past. So if there's no data and I don't have anything on my indicator, I can't tell you what it's saying. But if you look at the hourly, it's just, I don't know. I'd wait for a breakout over the 50-week on the hourly, meaning get up here to like 16, pull back and bounce off of it. Right now, it's just a fallen knife. So one of our rules here on the channel is that we don't buy assets trending, or we only buy assets trending above the 50-week moving average. So in this case, again, we don't have any data here on the weekly because it's only been out on Coinbase for about 3 weeks. I'd love to know more about this company. If you know anything about it, or I'm going to guess it's maybe a gaming company. But again, we don't like to buy assets trending below our 50-week moving average because we're in a bear market. what we want to do is we want to treat assets trending above it. Okay, let me look at the weekly here on Bitcoin. You can see it's above the blue line. Okay, when it's trending below the blue line, we don't want to trade it. We don't want anything to do with it because it's in a bear market. As traders, we want to trade with the trend. And therefore, when the trend is going up, we are above that 50-week moving average, that light blue line. And that's simply just our mean over here on our chart. So the mean is the average price. So if you're trading a weekly chart, again, the 50-week moving average is what this would be. The average price over 50 weeks. Okay, so we want to buy as close to that average as possible. Okay, when we're bouncing off it, just like Bitcoin did there again, not buying during this time because we're below the average price, making lower lows. We want to be making higher lows. Okay, and a higher low is when we bounce. You guys can see we bounced here, and then we pumped up, and where we bounced last time? Boom, we bounced right there off that green dot. Okay, that was a higher low, meaning we bounced at a higher level. Okay, and right here we're also bouncing at a higher level there at 53. So I'm still bullish on Bitcoin, folks. We're still bullish. I know alts are bleeding right now, but I think we just got to be patient here. Again, just pay attention to the dots. If you're trading a weekly chart and the last dot is green on your chart, right? If you're trading Ethereum right now, okay, the last dot is red, so you got to use caution. Like I always talk about, you got to use a stop loss at the bottom of this candle here, again, on the red dot. Okay, it doesn't mean we could go down. This could go away by the end of the week. Okay, we still have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday to pump. If this thing pumps in 4 days, this dot should go away. But if it prints on the chart, that's where we need to make sure we have our stop loss set. Again, the level we're trading on Ethereum is 3,000 right there. Let's look at the 4 hour here. Okay, in the 4 hours, this thing's just choppy. Okay, so I'm watching 3K on Ethereum. That's the level. And again, you got a warning sign there. What's Solana doing here? Solana's giving a red candle this week. I got a stop loss on Solana at 165. What's the 4 hour saying? Okay, 4 hour has a red showing this week. I'd move my stop loss up to 174 on Solana. 173 is going to be the level you want it to hold. And the weekly is still holding green. So again, bullish bias, waiting till this line gets back up here or we get a red dot. We need to break out over these highs. Okay, the highs we made back in March, those are the highs we want to break out of. So if Solana can break 211 here, it should rocket ship up. Okay, so crypto's still looking bullish. I know it's very choppy. I told you guys, this isn't a bull market. This isn't a bear market. It's a freaking kangaroo market. Okay, we're up and down and up. Look at this. Up and down and up and down, right? Up and down and up and down and up and down. Okay, choppy, up, down, okay? But moving up, right, as we go, okay? Because again, as long as the last dot is green and we're long, okay, we're bullish on the project, whatever we're trading. If the dot is green on the weekly or the daily, whichever one you're deciding to trade, okay, then the asset is moving up over time. Okay, these little dips that we get throughout the day, the 4 or 5% dips, you guys can't freak out on those. Pay attention to the dots. It takes away all the emotion in the trading, right? We think logically here, not emotionally. You don't want to trade based on emotion. You want to trade based on logic. Green means up, red means down, folks. Okay, let's get back to these requests. And by the way, if you guys have requests throughout the week, just drop them here. We're dropping new videos every single day right here on YouTube and Twitter. Let me just go see if you guys got any requests. AIOZ was from, it's like, I don't know how to say your name, Claff or Clave. Appreciate it. Weekly dot's still showing here. So again, still bullish. Let's look at the 4 hour for you. Okay, where I'd look to enter again or buy is the next green dot. But I'm still bullish on this name as long as the last dot holds green. Let's move your stop loss up here to, well, it's got to be right here at 49 for now. But once you get the next green dot on the chart, you can move it up. So if the green dot comes right here, like, say, 56, okay, you could buy that bounce and then move your stop loss up. So the next 4 hour green dot will give you the stop loss. You saw how we did that on Bitcoin. Again, guys, you got to use some type of smaller time frame, either the 4 hour, the hourly, or the 15-minute when trading. Again, I think the weekly and the 4 hour work really good together, and the daily and the 15 work really good together, or the daily and the hourly. Okay, so if you're trading a weekly, you want to use the 4 hour in conjunction. You can see we set the stop loss on Bitcoin right here, where we got the last green dot on the 4 hour at 65. So this trend is definitely up, right? We're making higher lows. Okay, there was a low. There was a higher low. There was a higher low. So 65 is the level that we need to hold on Bitcoin. Is that as long as that holds, we're fine. Okay, as long as this dot holds, everything is fine. But AIOZ, okay, it's still bullish. Okay, still bullish as long as that last dot is green. Stochastic RSI is pointing up. Where I'd look to sell this thing is when it comes up here and hits the white dotted line just like it did back here. That was in March. That was at $1.11. It dipped all the way down to 37 cents. Okay, that was a massive, massive drop there. Okay, that was a 64% drop. Nobody wants to sit through that. That's why we sell the red dots no matter what. Okay, and again, waiting for that stochastic to get back up there to that white dotted line. AIOZ, and we're on that chart. So again, 4 hour, just wait for that green dot signal. I'd be watching for the green dot. Unfortunately, I can't call out the 4 hour dots in the channel on the smaller time frames just because I only have a certain amount of alerts that I can use. But you guys can get the trading indicator yourselves and look for those smaller term time frames. I call out all of the weekly and the daily alerts over here on PYR. Okay, PYR showed you VTHOR, and then you can see all the alerts that get called out over here. This is a member only feature in the Discord. It's $6 a month to join. If you guys pay for the year in full, you can get access to all the alerts here in our watch list. And if you have your indicator yourself, you can actually set your own for yourself by just right-clicking, hitting Add Alert, and then going to the big green or the small green. You also have the small red and the big red dots. Okay, so you never miss one. They send you an email, you get a text message notification in the app, so you know when it happens. Okay, you don't have to check every day. You can sit by your phone and just wait till they tell you. What were your other ones here? Super, SUPER. Super on the weekly is still green as well. So let's look at the 4 hour. Okay, we got to hold, we're trying to hold on to this level. So you just got a green dot there. I'd move your stop loss down a bit. I'd probably use one at 62 on this one, just because I'd probably use it at 60 cents. Set your stop loss at 60 cents because we wick down here, we get sucked back up. We get down here, we get sucked back up. So as long as this weekly holds, I'm still bullish, but I would use a stop loss at 60 cents just to be sure. Okay, and you do got a green dot there. So we need to actually hold on to that level, but you don't want to set it too tight because the market makers can, dip it down really quick and suck your stop loss out and then pump it up. So I like to move mine down. I'm going to call it 60 cents on Super. And again, this is one of those names that's a really low market cap, so it's very risky. So call it 60 cents for the stop loss on that one. Here's Dogecoin. Dogecoin is still green on the weekly. I've got a lot of arrows on this one. Let me take those out real quick. So still green on the weekly. Perfect. Let's look at the 4 hour. Okay, we're trying to bounce right here at 12 cents. So 12 cents is your stop loss. You got the 4 hour green dot there. So we need to hold 12 cents here. Again, making higher highs or higher lows. Again, where we bounce right here. Where we bounce the next time, we bounced at a higher place right there at 12. Where we bounce the next time, we bounced right here at 0.122. So higher lows, it is bullish, and as long as this green dot holds and this level holds, use your stop loss at this low right here. Call it 12 cents. 12 cents is your stop loss on Dodge. It's still bullish as long as this last dot holds green, folks. Looks good. Prime, PRIME. That one is still holding green as well. The 4 hour, nice, big, beautiful pump there on the 4 hour. I guess this one's been messing with some of you guys in the Discord lately, but I'm going to use a stop loss on this one at $7. Call it $7.50. Waiting for a pullback now and a green dot here on the 4 hour. I'm going to guess that thing's going to come around $8.20. I think it pulls back there, gives you a green dot. Stochastic sitting on the floor, but this one looks good above $8. Call the stop loss $8 on this for a trade. Okay, and again, the last dot is still green, so that is holding. Let's set it right there at the bottom of the weekly candle at 770. Prime looks good. Prime definitely looks good. I'm going to add that one to the looking to buy list there. I'd be looking to enter on the next, again, 4 hour green dot on that one. I would not enter till I see the green dot on the 4 hour. Last one of the day is going to be DSO. Last time I checked this, I can already tell you it wasn't pretty. Unless they got a nice big pump here, just getting absolutely annihilated. Okay, all the way back down here to this zone here. Okay, where we bounced last time at 8, but this one has gotten absolutely destroyed. Okay, 4 hour dot came, but again, folks, we don't trade assets trending below the 50-week moving average. This has been below the 50-week moving average since May. Okay, since May. So that was a big 50% dip there. Very, very ugly. But again, we're down here at this level now. So if this is a legit project, okay, it could bounce. But again, our trading strategy is very, very simple. Okay, we only want to buy when it's above the 50 week. Okay, that tells us that there's buyers. There's active buyers. Look at BTC. Okay, people are buying the dips on Bitcoin. They're buying the dips. Okay, we're above the 50 week. Okay, the 50 week is very important. It's one of the most important indicators. We want to buy assets trending above this line, not below it. Okay, that's a very important rule. You got to use the same rule on every time frame. On the daily, okay, on the 4 hour, on the hourly, you can have a little more leeway on the shorter time frames. You can see we're sitting right around it. Okay, we also use the 200 as well. And again, if you guys get the trading indicator from the Discord, all the settings and everything that I have set up are already set for you, so you can use the same green dots, red dots, the same EMAs. Everything you guys need is already set up. It's just literally a one click, and you're plugging and playing with the same indicator that we use here on the channel. So if you guys got any questions about that, feel free to email me. That was the last request for today. Hopefully you guys got some value out of this video. If you did, I'd appreciate a thumbs up. If we can get this video to 100 likes, I will give away $500 worth of Bitcoin or your favorite cryptocurrency. All you got to do is smash the like and drop the comment. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you in the next one. God bless you. Peace.